organized. We are here today. It is Geek Speak this month in the world of marketing, search, social, and websites. Oh, and AI. You know me, I'm Pip. Over there's Phelan, there's Rena, everybody wave, and Greg. And their little business names are there. We'll work out introducing ourselves at the end better. We'll do a sign off. But I wanted to get right into it. And start the discussion about all the great things happening out there. How do y'all feel about what's going on in the social sectors and the website sectors?
Do you want to know how I feel, or are we getting into our content? I'm
First,
confused.
let's talk about how we
Oh,
feel, and then let's
uh,
talk about content.
all right. So I feel okay. I don't really know what to say other than that. I'm not particularly optimistic about things, but there are some fun things that have happened, and it's social. It's social.
It's social. That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's a lot. So search social websites and AI is a lot right now, right? I think everything's
Yeah.
really changing. Greg, are you finding you're really busy right now? Um,
I'm fairly busy. Maybe more because this new contact is, calling me constantly
what?
with emergency things. But yeah, for the most part, I'm still staying level, and
Yeah.
it's up and down, but it's never very down, and it's never like I never take too much work.
Right. Yeah, you're really smart about that. I know that I know Phelan and I have been busy. Rena's been busy, but there are some people out there that aren't busy. And I think that leads us right into the first topic, which is kind of weird because it's for Canadians. And it's not website search or social, but it has to do with marketing, which is the CDAP, which Rena, I'll get you to mention before I
Oh, yeah.
drag Phelan into something, has closed for Canadians, hasn't it, Rena? What's that about?
It sure has. So, and with quite it's always the same with these grants, though, is that they close quickly. We ask business owners to get on things quickly um, because of this fact, especially between January and the fiscal year, which is April. Um, Things tend to shift during that time. And so the CDAP grant, which there are two of them actually, but only one of them got closed, and that is the one for the companies over 500,000. It created quite the stir. So it's really interesting because the PR company that I follow, the PR woman that I follow on TikTok, was saying the government does this particularly where they announce bad news or news that they think isn't going to play very well on Fridays at the end of day because people aren't paying attention. And that's exactly what they did. They announced the CDAP grant was going to be closing over the next few days. And this is another tactic that they do. It's not really a tactic in the sense that they do it purposefully, but they certainly don't choose to do it a different way. But because the grant runs out when it runs out of money, they don't really know when the cutoff end date is. So everybody gets upset. They're like, I didn't know the deadline. Nobody told us the deadline. It's like, that's because they do it until the money runs out. So if there's a surge, which happened on the weekend when they announced it on Friday, a lot of people were contacting their clients to move their applications through faster. And that meant that there was a whole lot of new applicants happening over the weekend, and it got closed. I can't remember, though, if it was Sunday at noon or Monday at noon. It was a long weekend, so I get the Monday and Sunday mixed up. But it did close on the weekend, and there's some pretty unhappy people out there, especially. Um, there's some pretty unhappy people out there, that is for sure, and that's disappointing because it
And
came with a
that,
good
yeah.
package of things.
It did. It did. And that was the reason we bring that up is that was for companies to spend money on marketing
Not
and
necessarily.
up their game. I thought it was mostly
Not
for marketing.
necessarily, not necessarily. So it was a boost your technology grant. So it could be any technology within your business. So for example, one of my clients, we did do some marketing. Um, uh, and it's no. So okay, let me rewind that. Um, the grant portion was to cover strategy only. So there was no grant money to implement the strategy, just to get the strategy. The implementation came from the 0% loan that you could also apply for, but you didn't have to. So you could just walk away with the strategy piece. There were also some employment grants to cover workers who were going to be doing the technology if you were going to be implementing. But it's a technology that was way bigger than just the marketing. It was to include any kind of technology, CRM. If you are like one of my clients was getting using the strategy and funding for X-ray machines to find tanks in the ground, so that also counts too. So it was well beyond marketing, to be honest. So that's kind of the gist of that grant. I can't hear you, Shine. Oh, Pip. I don't know
Did
why I
you
called
call
you
me
that.
Shine? That's nice. You better
I
love
did. I
him
don't
like
know.
you
That's
like
on my
me.
mind. Shine is traveling to Germany today, so I think he's on my mind. I'm like, ooh, what's he doing in Germany? That's
Ooh,
exciting.
yeah, that is
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah.
And okay, I'm gonna take it out of your hands now, and we're gonna talk websites because that's more fun than grants. Who doesn't like a grant? I like free money, but I don't like going after the grants. And I don't know, Greg, do you go after grants?
No.
Phelan, would you? No, you haven't. So
No, we generally don't, but that's because we've had bad experiences with clients who get the grant money. So,
Oh,
I
but
did
have you
just
applied
finish
for
it.
on your?
I
But you
did just
haven't
finish
applied.
a site that was for a client that got the grant, but it was through a third party. I did the work for someone else.
So
oh,
that would be the booster. That would be the Grow Your Business Online, correct? That would
Probably,
be that
yeah.
grant. Yeah, most likely, most likely. So
I
you
honestly
okay.
don't.
don't know which one they got. I just got a call
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, I need you to build a site for a client that got a grant."
We got a hey
Yes.
beautiful
Like, all
and
right.
handsome men.
Oh, thank you
Yay.
very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Uh,
Um, yeah. So
that's
the,
fun.
the Grow Your Business grant online. Um, Grow Your Business Online grant is still available to Canadians across the country.
It
$2,400 towards marketing and website upgrades.
Nice. If you haven't gone for that and you're Canadian, go for it. And this is Karen saying, hi, Karen. Yay. Glad you're here. Um, and okay, let's move into all the other fun marketing topics because I don't know about you guys, but I've been doing a lot of SEO and Google Ads and using some AI stuff. But there's a lot of marketing news. Let's start out with websites. And there's some PHP issue, Phelan. Did you tell us about that? Tell
uh,
me.
yeah, so there was one of the block builders, really popular. Or supposedly, I'd never heard of it. It's funny how there's all these they're like really popular, and
Which
I've
one?
never heard of it myself. It's called RCE Block Builder.
Oh,
Don't know.
I haven't heard of that either.
I've not heard of that
That
one yet.
that didn't make it on our top popular
No,
list, Greg,
no,
did it?
no,
Oh,
no, not
isn't
at
that
all.
interesting? So I
I
wonder
think
Yeah.
where.
I only mentioned two or three, maybe,
Yeah.
or four. I
Yeah.
don't remember, but the four most popular ones,
Ooh, what are they? What are they?
you'll have to go back and
Rattle
watch
them.
that
Yeah,
episode.
no, we're
Damn.
we're staying focused on topic
Okay,
here.
okay. We are staying focused on topic. Okay, and so the PHP issue means what? What does that mean?
So what it does is it's doing cross-site scripting, meaning like it's sending the code. I'm not going to get into the technicals, but basically it sends the code, and in transit, someone could then put in their own code while it's in transit. This is a gross oversimplification, but like yeah. So basically,
Like a
look
digital
for
hijacking.
yeah. Basically, it's a way that someone can hijack your website, and so
Oh
which
no.
is definitely not good for a block builder. And
Not
Ooh,
so yeah,
no. That would probably be really painful, actually. So,
it's not good. So I'm going to assume that they are working diligently on finding a solution for this problem and look for an update pretty soon. Definitely keep an eye on your website and make sure that if you are using that block builder, that you protect yourself.
right. Now, let me ask you this. If Gutenberg was the only block builder, there would be less of, for WordPress, less of a degree of the ability to infiltrate the PHP that way because it's a plugin.
Uh,
Well, I would. So Gutenberg is the native WordPress block builder, right? That comes out of the box. The building experience is Gutenberg, which is a block builder. These additional block builder plugins that you can install just give you a lot more block options, like a more fancy, you know, image gallery block than the default one. Or so basically, you're just extending the amount of block options that you have to create layouts and things by installing another block builder. So the plugin, the block plugins don't have any real bearing on this issue. Really, this issue is because they poorly coded their plugin offering and have this PHP exploit. And anyone that is using that one went with someone who has built this in and now needs to fix it.
Huh.
Yeah. I
I
would
was
just
say-
say that you can owe it any even the core systems. Everything has the potential to have a security issue, especially if you're using PHP, which is notoriously easy to get set up, but also notoriously easy to it's
Break
very
into.
vulnerable to a lot of security issues that if you're not super diligent, you can easily screw up and leave yourself very vulnerable. So
Update your
anything
plugins,
can.
folks. Update your plugins.
Well, update your PHP version as well.
Oh, yeah. Is that a new update right now?
Well, I know a lot of sites are still running PHP 7.4, and we're already at end of life of PHP 8.0 or possibly even 8.1 by the end of the year. So if-
how do people update that? Because I don't know. Tell me. Like, how would I update? Besides calling you? Do I be like, hey?
You would do that on your host server. They'll give you a method, whether you're using cPanel hosting or it's a server related thing. So you would go to your host and see which PHP version they're running on the server that you're being hosted on, and request that be upgraded. And many of them give you the option to be able to upgrade it in your hosting admin somewhere.
Okay. So call Greg Phelan Arena. That's what I heard.
All your hosting support.
Call your hosting support.
What I said. Word for word.
Right, word for word. So, okay. And so is there any other website news? Is website
Not a
pretty
lot
calm?
happening in the world of WordPress since the last update. Things have been going fine. They're in development for their next release. I haven't really been on top of anything special coming out of the next release. I did see. I heard about an issue, and I don't remember if it was with WooCommerce or a plugin that's used for WooCommerce that had a vulnerability in it.
Interesting.
If I can find that information, I'll drop it in the comments later.
Okay,
But,
awesome. Yeah, because
not-
I saw
not
I
a lot
got
happening.
I got an email. I don't know if y'all got this email, but it said a client forwarded me an email that said that Google Sites is going away. Right? You used to be able to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But so I told the client, I was like, this is nothing to worry about. Don't worry, you don't have like a site with Google Sites. So I don't know why you're getting this, but then I went to the bottom of the email and I saw the sites that they were recommending, like, hey, go to WordPress or Shopify or Squarespace, Wix. There was an S one I'd never heard of. Only did mention Drupal. There was an S one I didn't hear of, and they also had Google Sites in there. So I was
You
like,
mean something starting with an
They
S?
were
yeah. It was a weird site builder thing. I'll send it to you because I took a note of it. I was like, what is this?
Site Origin? Is it Site Origin?
No. I don't know. I'll send it to you guys to
That's an
see.
old WordPress theme, I
They,
think.
yeah, my other point was they had the Google site's still in there. So I didn't understand.
That is
They're
so
like, it's
weird.
going away.
yeah.
Yeah,
That is so
it was-
weird. Why would they recommend something they're sunsetting in the email that they're telling you that they're sunsetting?
They're sunsetting. And right. And I know you guys get a lot of the Search Console emails that clients stress out about. Yeah.
Yeah,
We should
totally.
talk about that one day about how to deal with that. So that was my news for search and websites, but let's do
Validate this, Vic. That isn't actually a problem.
Yeah.
right. It's so funny. So we have some search news. We got not very interesting in that hotel bidding strategies are changing, but I don't work in hotel Google Ads, so and then AI Google Ads is not up to scratch yet. That's the news. Oh, and Phelan, you had some news about LSA and fake accounts, or whose news was that?
Yeah. So it was LSA, which is local service ads. So like if you're a lawyer, a real estate agent, tree service.
A teacher? It's like a tree service teacher.
Yeah, or a garage door repair. Those are the big ones. They found that apparently there are a bunch of fake accounts that are showing up, and so that
That's
which is
not good.
ironic because this is the one where you get like background checks and you're supposed to submit your ID, and it's like a super intensive process where they're super invasive, and it turns out they still were getting fake accounts. And so it's somewhat ironic considering they tried to do this and they still couldn't even prevent fake accounts, even though there's like all this documentation that's supposed to be filled out.
And we
So
struggle with LSA ads, like honestly making them work. I don't know, so I don't know what's going on there. But we have a company that's another marketing company has told them that they can get them LSA ads for $200 a month and do remarketing for something uber cheap. So I got to check them out and see what they're doing, because I don't know. Do you guys work with LSA ads? Anybody? No. Oh, okay. And Pam's here.
you.
Hi, Pam. Lucky you. Yes. So we'll move on from LSA ads. Don't use them if you don't have to. I think that's the outcome there. And yeah, right. And then Rena, I don't know if there's any other search news. There's been an algorithm update around February 14th that I'm just learning about the outcome, and it looks like what is it? When you eat food and you get a recipe site carousels are, a lot of people have lost their ranking, and so there's a lot of people up in arms with that latest update. So that's pretty interesting. Anybody work with people that write recipes? Oh, Glenna does.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we should let her know that. That's really important. So, because that's going to drop your traffic, right? So, I know. Super wait. I'm going to go to do some recipe searches today. But I think that's it for search. What do you got, Rena? You got some news on social?
Yeah, I do. So, one of the things that's come up is that TikTok has put out information to all the creators that they are going to start privileging video in this direction. So what they want is it shows in this direction, and then they want you to only take up this much space with your video. So you're not just flipping the camera. You're keeping the camera up, but you're putting your
I've seen that.
right, and
Yeah.
and we think that that's to do with ad space, that they want ad space, but they're also organizing. Did I say this last? I feel
No,
like I've
you
this
said
before.
no.
Okay.
Well, in our chat on
I
Tuesday.
did say it to someone. So basically, they think that it has to do with ad space. So if you actually fill the blank spots at the bottom or the blank spots at the top with text or anything else that's not video, then it's not going to count. They want blank space. I feel like they're going to put advertising. It's been suggested. I didn't make that up myself, but I pretty much agree with that analysis. And then the other thing about that is that they want long form video. So it seems like they're trying to give YouTube a run for their money. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. It really annoys me that all the platforms try and do what each other is doing, and then they become not unique at all, and it's boring. I don't like it. So I'm not sure how long I'm going to be on TikTok, because I was watching a video the other day, and I'm like, wow, this is going on forever.
I thought the same thing.
And it's like, oh my God, get away from me. I want the 10-minute and
1 minute.
video.
I love,
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
I do love
Yeah.
1 minute content. It's so succinct. Do you know this is going to sound so silly, but not only am I reading one of the best books I have ever read because of a 30-second video, but I also have a new coffee maker where the coffee is the best coffee I've ever had. And that was a real, and they weren't selling me anything. It was just 3 things about this book. I loved the coffee maker, and bam. You know what I mean? So it doesn't, you don't need, I think you don't need 30-minute videos to sell something.
Yeah, I don't think I want how-to videos on showing up on TikTok. That's going to annoy me. Like, just the little clips are great, and then go find them somewhere else if you need a more in-depth thing.
Yeah, but, a lot of kids search, and it's a great video search engine. So we all go to YouTube to learn things, right? I think that's YouTube's big one, right?
That's true. But you're right. The kids are using the search, and I keep forgetting about that fact. Yeah. So maybe that is Pam, our crew that's not going to like it.
Yeah, right. So Pam's saying they're pushing us to make longer videos. Yeah, and we know that. So of course the creators are going to follow that trend because they're going to get prioritized if they make longer content.
Yeah, the algorithm is quite substantial. The algorithmic push for those videos is quite substantial. Like there are a couple of content creators that have tested it, put the same content up in 2 different versions and the 2 different aspect ratios, and one got significantly better views. Like, I don't know, tens of thousands of better views.
Was that just one test, or is it several people doing the same test?
No, that's just one test. So we'd have to look at other aspects, other points.
Yeah, because that's a case study, so we'd have to look into that. But it sounds. I mean, who's going to know about the trends before they're actually well known? The people doing the work, right? So.
Exactly. So that's that. The other thing that I had is that where is it here? Snapchat has implemented a new partnership. They're using a third-party digital measurement platform tool so that they can verify your campaign results. So that'll make it kind of interesting. This will help marketers measure the impact and the effectiveness of their campaigns. And their emphasis is on cross-marketing, ROAS.
ROAS. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, ROAS. And so I think that's going to be quite interesting to watch what happens there. I don't know. I'm not actually doing any advertising on Snapchat. No one else is here, though, right?
No.
Yeah, that's kind of an area that I've never really looked into. I'm not sure it's on target for most of the brands that I'm helping. But I would
for
like
kids
to take
to
a closer
socialize.
Look.
I haven't even had an account. Pam's got some kids. I think we should ask her what she knows.
Yeah. So yes, exactly. So we need to really look at. I'd love to look at that, see what the target market is like on there. I haven't looked in a long time, and I'm sure that it's changed as they all do.
This brings up a really valid point, though, about social media marketing, and depending on what you sell is going to really depend on where you're going to be, and it doesn't mean be everywhere, right? Like,
That's it. So sometimes you can just find one spot, but at the same time, I also don't, I believe very much in the don't put all your eggs in one basket, because when an algorithmic shift happens that doesn't suit the content that you're producing, then all of a sudden you're hooped. So you have to figure. Well, I mean, that's exactly what happened in 2012 when Facebook did its big algorithm. There were people that were operating full businesses on Facebook that weren't advertising anywhere and did not have a website. They could just do direct sales straight from Facebook. I remember that. And they didn't have to pay any advertising money. As long as they were engaging the people correctly, they were getting really good percentages of their users were finding they were served up their content, which is now the problem. We're down to less than 5% of our audience actually being served up our content to begin with. So you don't really want to put all your eggs in one basket, because those businesses were freaking out in 2012. I remember that quite distinctly.
It's strange, eh?
And then the last thing that I wanted to bring up is, again, this.
Wait! Before you bring this up, because this is funny, wasn't there, Greg? Did you mention a Twitter competitor? Who mentioned the Twitter? What
I
was?
did.
Yeah, that's that. Oh, yeah. I guess we're in social. We're
Oh,
talking, yeah, about Blue Sky, which I've been
you
on
did.
for
Just
quite a
signed
while,
up.
but I
You've been
love
on
it.
it?
Like, I hope so many Twitter people go to Blue Sky and people just continue on Blue Sky. Like,
Well,
Well, it just got
as
opened up. The news about it is that it got opened up to because it was invite only, and so
yeah,
now it's
oh,
not
right.
invite only, which is the big
So,
news regarding Blue Sky.
so
yeah,
there is a train of thought against why people should go to Blue Sky, but they're not suggesting stay at Twitter either. So I'm going to drop a really interesting read that a pal of mine from Bellingham sent me over on
Ooh.
social media yesterday when I was talking about Blue Sky on my social site, my social account, and he sent me this really great sort of argument for why we don't want to, go from one billionaire thing to the next billionaire's thing. And it was quite interesting if you're interested in the politics of all that. Um, so, oh, okay,
One
sorry. Were we
billionaire
done there?
thing to another
Buying.
billionaire thing. That's really interesting. I,
Yeah.
because I kind of trust you, Greg. I want to kind of check it out. The last note about the Blue Sky thing that's really interesting is the new AI that they're not letting people use. That's
Oh,
actually called Blue Sky in Japanese, isn't it, Phelan? And this thing can make a video out of like a sentence.
Yeah,
really?
Sora is the one with it, and it's
Sora,
supposed. Of course, if
Japanese
you spend any, well, it's a Japanese name for like that's what I had
Blue
heard.
Sky, yeah. But
Uh,
okay, now Rena's funny news. Oh, unless Phelan, you wanted to end it off with the Blue Sky thing.
well, no, the Sora because while it does make certain videos, it does not understand proportions, and so has made these really horrifying videos of like monkeys with like four
oh my
legs
God.
and
Can
no
we
arms,
search?
And
and
Can we
huge,
search
yeah.
Sora
Sora?
videos and find out a whole bunch of?
I
I've
haven't
seen a
done
bunch of
that.
them. They're fairly terrifying in how far they go into the uncanny valley. Like they're not
Oh,
even
I
at
love it.
the uncanny
Uncanny's
valley.
my favorite.
I
What
find
is your favorite?
for
Uncanny, the
simple things it
uncanny is
works
brilliant.
okay, but for more complex stuff, it's just not there yet. It's like when the AI image stuff first came out, and
Still, it's
Ken
still,
Ken
it's
had
still,
Yeah,
it's
57 fingers
so
or
bad.
2 legs.
I
they
can't
haven't
get
fixed that.
English, and in some of my images, and I will say, like, there's a yelling meme about make it without the fork, and then there's like 4 forks, and then there's like 6 forks, and then it's all forks, and you're like you're losing it. So I think that's pretty funny. Okay, so
Right.
that's interesting. We all need to keep a pulse on that. And last but not least, Rena, tell us
Yeah.
about an AI
So
experience that you thought was funny.
yes. So basically, I'm still doing the watch out with your use for with AI. Don't use it indiscriminately. Pay attention to what you're doing. And this is perfect because it is a perfect example. So, Air Canada was recently ordered by a tribunal to compensate a man because its chatbot bot gave poor information. So, I guess this man had asked the chatbot how to organize your bereavement discount. So, that's for when people need to attend funerals. There is usually a discount on some airlines. Excuse me. And apparently, the chatbot gave him incorrect information. It sounded like fine information. So, from a user's perspective, you wouldn't question it. It was,
Mhm.
send in your information anytime up to 3 months and get your get a reimbursement check. And apparently, Air Canada did not honor that because it was not correct. It was not the correct procedure, and they were ordered. And their argument that they made in court was that they shouldn't be responsible for what the chatbot says,
But
which is
it's
ironic. And
but
I believe that some of it was because the information on the procedure was clearly written on the website. So that's one thing. But sometimes you think you want a person to verify what you're reading, you know? But if you don't realize it's not a person, what are you to do?
yeah, that interesting. And they're responsible
Yeah.
for it, are they not legally? Yeah.
Well, they are now. They have been.
Well, well,
So
the
they have
idea
been
is that
made
you would
responsible.
Yeah, the idea is that you would teach the chatbot that, hey, don't say these things. Read our procedure manuals to make sure that you're aware
Yeah.
of like limitations. Like they're figuring that you would have done some training of the chatbot in order to tell it what not to do,
Yeah.
so that it doesn't put you in these positions.
Right?
Yeah,
And we are
exactly.
out of time.
We
Play
are.
with AI in the next month, guys, and let's all talk about it again. And I'm so glad you're here, Shaylin and Pam and Carrie. And next week is anybody. It
Email
is.
marketing. What platform is right for you with Rena and I?
I need to watch that because I'm so frustrated.
Who
And
is
there's
it?
been it's with you.
This was
Right
a
on.
follow-up.
No, I know it's
of,
with me. Who's with me?
Rena and
Phelan.
myself. Yeah,
Oh, good.
email
Oh,
marketing.
right on.
Hold on, you're doing email marketing, Greg?
No. This is a follow-up to
Yeah.
a previous
Yeah, we
live that
we did a part
Rena
one.
and I did. Yeah.
I'm
We
gonna have
did
to
a
go
part
find
one,
that.
Time
and
we came up with a new topic.
it was a huge
good.
topic. And
Okay,
so
I'm gonna
therefore
go
we
get
needed
that.
to- yeah, we needed to
Yeah.
expand on it. So we'll do that next time. So if you haven't watched part one, we'll drop that in the comments below so that you can be prepped and up to speed
Yeah.
for part two.
Woohoo! I'll put it in the event too. So, and if you're joining us on any other channel, we are streaming in YouTube, Facebook, on our business pages, and we're communicating inside Cyberpunk Geeks Marketing Mixer, a Facebook group today. So, we gotta have a good day, y'all, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Hi,
Bye.
everyone.